Well, I'm going to assume people have seen rugby. So Kabaddi is it's a little bit like rugby. Only that we don't have a ball. And again, we play it in a smaller court. It's a contact sport that's played 7-a-side. Full game is 40 minutes, 20 minutes halves. They send one person, who is normally called the raider, to go to the other half of the opponent to try and make contact with the opponent. But there's a catch. We don't have the whole day to do that. You have to do it in 30 seconds.
Mudaspack,
Yes.
karibu sana.
Sana.
What's one thing that at the end of this episode that you'd like viewers to learn about Kabaddi?
How they will find us and where they will find us.
How they will find you
And where.
and where they will find you.
Yeah.
And it's fairly a new sport
Yeah.
in Kenya. You hit 10 years, 1 decade.
Yeah.
How will you explain it to someone who has never seen it played before?
Well, I'm going to assume people have seen rugby. So Kabaddi is it's a little bit like rugby. Only that we don't have a ball. And again, we play it in a smaller court. For people who know lawn tennis courts, Kabaddi is played in a court that's nearly the same size as lawn tennis. Standard field ya Kabaddi need 10 meters by 13 meters in length. I'll not dwell so much on the dimensions ama size ya court. It's a contact sport that's played 7-a-side. Full team has 14 players and a team manager, maybe 2 coaches, assistant coach and head coach. Then there's a referee. Kwa Kabaddi tunaita referees international technical officials, and then there's a team doctor.
Team doctor.
Yeah, so we can have up to 6 officials depending on which kind of officials we have. Then we can have at least a standard team has to have three officials: coach, team manager, and international technical official. And as I've said, it has 14 players.
14 players.
Yeah. Then an actual game is played 7-a-side. 2 main positions za Kabaddi. It's either you are raiding or you are defending. So let's say team A is playing against team B. So first 7 team A, first 7 team B. Then according to a coin toss that is done by the referee and the captains, a team will either choose to start raiding or to start defending. It's played, full game is 40 minutes, 20 minutes halves. Half time is 5-minute break. So if a team chooses to raid, they send one person, who is normally called a raider, to go to the other half of the opponent to try and make contact with the opponent. So if I come to your side, make contact with you or all the 7 of you, but then safely come back to our side, then I will earn the number of points of contact that I got from your side. Then each contact is a point. But it's only a point if I cross the line, the midline, and get back to our side. So I am trying to touch and then rush back to our side, okay? That's one way of earning a point in Kabaddi. But there's a catch. We don't have the whole day to do that. You have to do it in 30 seconds. So I'm given 30 seconds to come and raid, because after the 30 seconds, after I raid, you guys also, we are going to send another person to come and try the same on our side. So it's a matter of somebody using 30 seconds to raid. If you guys tackle me, you see, like the rugby tackles, without then in about within those 30 seconds, if you tackle me and I don't make it back, the referee calls it a tackle, and then you guys earn 1 point. You understand? The defense will earn 1 point if they tackle you. Then if I'm tackled and the point is for the defense, I'll be sent outside. My team will have 1 less player until they get a point, either by defense or by touch. If I touch you, you go outside. And if I make it back to our court, yeah? So that's how Kabaddi is played. Ways of making points is the touch points, which I've shared. the defense point. Then there's one called bonus point. Bonus point, it's now based on the court. When players are less than, when players are either your defense has like 7 players or 6, then there's a line kwa court hapo inaitwa bonus line. If a raider steps on it, then he earns a bonus point. Okay. But only works with the defense of 6 players or 7 players. Then there's a technical point. Obvious mistakes in Kabaddi can earn you a point.
Can earn you a point.
Yes. And so then there is an all-out point. If we do tons of raids, some tons of defense, and we manage to remove everybody from your side, then we get 2 points. Then everybody can come back in now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But revivals are done as soon as you get a point as an opponent. If somebody was outside, they come. If you get 2 points, if 2 people are outside, they come. You understand? That's called revival. But if we successfully sweep the 7 of you without you guys reviving them, we will get 2 points for that. It's called all-out points. Mm-hmm. So that's how basically people can earn points in Kabaddi, and a nutshell of how Kabaddi is played.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting and fun to play. How can it be incorporated into fun games, maybe within corporates and within team building for, just different, because it sounds like a game that can be easily done in between, just people coming together to just have fun and chill together and spend time together. For example, beach volleyball, for example, lawn tennis, and some of these games that people just do for fun.
Well, I'm going to go back to when we were little. Kulikuwa na mchezo ingine, we used to hold hands, then somebody tries to escape.
Yes.
I don't know how it was called, but ilikuwa, yeah, you remember it?
Yes.
So that's how Kabaddi is also done. You as somebody who maybe doesn't know how it's played, but probably you've done something of that sort. The kind of interest it brings, it gives, or the kind of interest that particular mchezo ilileta tukiwa watoto, it's the same vibe yenye Kabaddi inaweza bring to everybody, corporate, institutions, schools and stuff. Something people can do for leisure. The art of playing Kabaddi, the art of defending, of raiding, of getting somebody to go and sit down, it's the same interest that it brings to maybe corporates and schools and groups of bodies. Yeah.
And if I get it right as well, it trains you to have lots of discipline and control your temperamental, because I think if you're raided or if you're tackled, if you can't control your temperamental.
No, but honestly, Kabaddi it's a martial arts sport. Yes. Okay, it's a martial art, but I have to be very honest.
Yes.
Just like any other sport, football, netball, volleyball, people get mad sometimes. Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes, sports will discipline us. Sports will make us be good people. Sports will make us be, have less temperatures around, you understand?
Yes.
But sometimes the same sport can make you have fevers inside the court, you understand? You will get mad at your fellow sportsmen and stuff. But at the end of the day, what I know is that Kabaddi will form your discipline. It will teach you to be more disciplined person, to respect people. But there's aggression to it.
Yeah. You
will also get mad sometimes, because for the love of sports, it's not that people normally fight inside the field because they lack respect or discipline, or they don't preserve themselves and other people. It's because sometimes you can love a sport, especially this contact sports. You love them so much sometimes when you see a small mistake done, sometimes maybe by referees or officials or your fellow players, temperatures might rise a bit. But generally, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're multi-talented. Before Kabaddi, what sports did you play?
Well, multi-talent in terms of sports.
Yes.
I used to play volleyball since primary school. In primary school, class 6, which I think is grade 6, I joined the school team, though niliweka sub mara kadhaa. But when I got to class 8, I got my first sport ya kuchezea the school team. In high school, Form 1, I was a ball boy. Form 2, I was in a school team. Form 3, I was the school team captain. And Form 4, I was now the games prefect. And that's where volleyball ilianza kuwa a particular interest in my life. While in campus, the circle repeated. In first year, I used to stand on the side. Second year, I got a spot, and I was the first ever second year captain in KU.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got, I don't know what happened. It just happened. I was selected with the captain in second year. Third year was also the captain. Fourth year, I got to be now the sports congress person. So that's when I stopped playing volleyball now, 2018.
2018.
Yeah, because of maybe roles, and sometimes I was getting old, for the sport. Yeah. Not that I was getting old, but to me,
yes.
Yeah, my age mates are still playing for other bigger clubs, volleyball clubs outside Kenya, East Africa, Vietnam, kuna wenye wako Iran and stuff. But personally, I felt like that was the time for me to stop playing active volleyball professionally. Yeah. Plus, there was a lot of competition, so I let it slide.
Yeah. And you got into leadership. Maybe someone might be wondering, tell us more about the Congress.
Sports Congress person, from point of view for a KU student leader, sports congress person, you get elected by Kenyatta University main campus. But now for sports, we only have one sports person, congress person. You will be in charge of all the other branches of KU. So you get elected by the captains of the respective sports. At that time, we had 36 sports in KU, and around how many campuses? Parklands, Embu, Meru, all those satellite campuses. You get elected by these people. So each sport sends a captain. Each campus sends a representative for all the sports. Then they come vote for you. Okay, we had 36 times 2. So that's for male and female. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so total we had 76 captains coming together to vote for congressperson. We were 5 candidates. Personally, I got 55 votes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's how I got to the office. So sports congressperson, you're in charge of organizing all student government-related sports events. Also, you're in charge of representing now your sportsmen as a student leader in the government council, in the students' governing council. Also, you voice for your athletes in the administration. Mm. Yeah, so it involved a lot of things. Yeah. Especially now from being that I was a volleyball player, and then I'm now in charge of all the sports in KU. Yeah. Yeah. But I have to admit, it was one of the best experiences of my life, because I got to now do more than volleyball. Personally, my life has been sports. Mm. In as much as I've taken quite an interest with education, but I can only give credit to education for introducing me to a broader space of doing my stuff in sports.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see leadership coming out of all this, and even you transitioning to that, having the capability to, marshal the entire 55 votes, from all over the nation on the satellite campuses of Kenyatta University. 2019, you're a national team player, and you transitioned to becoming the CEO of Kenya Kabaddi Union in 2024. What fueled this transition from being an athlete to now an administrator and leading the helm of Kabaddi in the nation?
Well, for me, leadership in sports or sports governance, it's not like I've always have aspirations of, hey, one day I want to be the president of maybe Kenya Football Federation. normally for me, things normally just happen because I tend to spend a lot of time in sports. You remember, in KU, I never knew that somebody can think I'm going to be the captain while there are very good players in 4th year, 5th year. There were very good, perfect volleyballers. But then, trust me, second year was not in the starting 7. But I was elected to be I was selected. I think captains were being selected. They don't vote, but I was selected by the team and coach to be the captain. So sometimes I was the captain, but off the field. Sometimes I get to play starting 7 because I'm the captain, then I get substituted as soon as the game starts. Not because I was good, but I think people felt sometimes that I can be a good leader to them. Not most of the times I feel like I can be a good leader to my players and stuff, but this is what they see. So me, in sports governance, things have been working out, I don't know, naturally. So when I stopped playing volleyball, I want to tell about my journey to becoming the CEO for Kenya Kabaddi Union. Yes. When I stopped playing volleyball, in 2019 when I graduated, my best friend was doing Kabaddi already. And previous year, which was 2018, they had gone for a Dubai Masters. Dubai Masters is a Kabaddi flagship tournament in Dubai. So Kenya had participated. They came back, I think, 4th position out of 11 teams. From there, I was like, if my best friend mwenye tushateseka nayo campus is making this sports inamlipa vizuri and stuff, you understand? Yeah. So me personally, me kuingia Kabaddi, I have to admit that it was because like things were good online.
It was incentivized.
Yeah. So I was like, me I think I can work hard and then get sports with my guy to maybe tuweze could travel the world pamoja tukifanya sports, because sports is what we love doing. Yeah. So I joined now. I went to train with him at Kasarani. It's always been open to train with the Kabaddi national team. So I went. Then the coach, the founder of Kabaddi in Kenya, said, you can be a good player. You will start coming training every time. So that's how I started doing Kabaddi as a player. Then fast forward, a year or 2 later, I got an accident. I broke my knee, my right knee. I'm good now. So after breaking my right knee, I took some time off because I was mostly at home, just watching stuff. I could not play. I could not walk well. I could not do my side hustles. So my best friend whom tulikuwa tunaishi nayo was the one who was mostly taking care of kulipa rent already. And then your time, my son was I think a year older. So now nilikuwa paralyzed. I stay with my son. Nilikuwa paralyzed vibaya sana. So from there, I kuanza hata kukuwa secretary general. I started doing stuff. I started thinking, what can I do? Because I know for sure that in me is something that is more than I can help these guys not only on the court, but I think I'd like to think myself as a thinker sometimes. Okay, so I sat down kwa hii sick bed yangu. Then I saw it that there's something that I can offer that goes beyond the mat. Yeah. And this was just thinking, how can we make Kabaddi a sport that everybody will enjoy as a player? Not only, unaona mimi nilijoin nikitaka ku make trips za nje, but how about the local players wenye wako kwa hizi clubs and they are seeing this distance to making a team inakuwa mbali, okay? Yeah. So I wanted to make Kabaddi a dream for kila mtu mwenye ako locally anaicheza. I wanted to make it a nice dream for everybody to do. So the first thing that came to my mind is to follow footsteps the bigger teams zenye ziko outside there. So I go online. I went in. I think nilitafuta to a Google search. Then I saw teams now. There are very established teams and franchises in India zenye zina pay well. You understand? And already kulikuwa na some other national team players from Kenya. They already got chances to play there. they pay a lot of money to play a single season. I'll tell you about it. The league inaitwa Pro Kabaddi League, and
it's the only pro league in the world.
It's the top pro league in the world. Yeah. So after checking all that, I thought maybe if we did our own stuff, maybe if we can do stuff that are as good as theirs, maybe we can improve quality of hii kila kitu. Then I started just making, I am a graphic designer. I started making simple graphics, ndio watu wajibambe, unaona, ndio mtu aone statistics zake kwa hizi games ndogo ndogo. So I started by just doing simple graphics ya kumotivate watu. Mtu akiona ako kwa post, then I took over social media. I just asked that, hey, munipay social media, because at then we only had our founder, the founder of Kabaddi, running all the socials. But then I thought like, hey, let me take some work off you, so that yeah. Then some unit 20, so I did this graphic stuff and social media for a while, but ilikuwa inanibamba every time I was doing it. Then I think pia the founder aliona, hey, kijana unajituma vizuri, and you're actually doing something that can help these guys. Which that was my primary objective, to do something that will have a positive influence on our players, and then they can see that there's something actually going on. We encourage more people to come doing the sports, because through graphics and social media, we could be able to get more players, more teams, and people could see what we're actually doing. Because Kitambo originally, we only had TV stations coming to do, short interviews, then they go back, then we tukai sana tena after sometimes, you're going to play World Cup, let's do an interview ama an issue. That's how it used to happen, but I wanted to make this a daily thing, an hourly thing. I want to make this a second, kitu yenye kila mtu anaona every second you see Kabaddi Kenya moving. So fast forward, after a few months of doing this, unfortunately our Secretary General then resigned, because of maybe reasons that he knows best. Okay, so, when he resigned, now there was an empty seat. Our constitution inasema if somebody resigns, then a board ya Kabaddi, which is led by the chairman and the treasurer now, could come together in a meeting yenye iko na player representative, waweke mtu acting until the general election ifanyiwe. Then from the look of things, you know how things turned out, I was the only one who was like outside, and nilikuwa na interest za kufanya more. So this was in 2022. So 2022 I was the acting secretary general, and that's how I got, I don't know whether to call it an easy entrance into the leadership on the federation, but to me it was an opportunity to do something nice now from another level. I still do, at that point I was still the graphic designer for the union. I was still the social media manager for the union. So I used to manage everything from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. I nearly created a Pinterest and LinkedIn, but those two I never use them now. Yeah. I even created Twitch, but still I used what now people mostly ingest from. Yeah. So I'm now the acting secretary general, and now I'm in another different position that I am new at totally. Now, so I sit down, ask myself, what now am I going to do to help my people? So the first assignment I had got our junior national team were going to Iran in, I think, in January 2023 to participate in Junior World Cup. At that point, tulikuwa na Kenya Kabaddi League, ilikuwa ina happen Kasarani. It was a 1-month league. Fortunate enough, we had sponsors from India. So it was a sponsored league where we played in January, from January 1st to February 28th. That's when we finished the league. It was actually, January ilikuwa preparation ya league. So, and then, junior national team were to play, yeah, I remember it was in February 2023. And as a secretary general, My role was to source for government support to support our junior national team. And remember, it was my first time. And there are 18 people who knows yes, Mudaspack is in charge and he will deliver. Yeah, the ministry, the ministry is going to come through. So I had this pressure.
Yes.
But then I have to. I got very excited because the first time I tried seeking for government support, they showed up for our people, and then the ministry supported the athletes and the officials to Iran. I could not travel personally because I was not ready to be a team manager then, and I was definitely not ready to be a technical international official, and most definitely I'm nowhere near a coach. So, and even most definitely, I wasn't a player. You understand? So I did the request through the Ministry of Sports, and they accepted to support our guys. They paid them allowances, accommodation, they paid their flight. They went, they participated, they came back. Me, I was back now running the league. You understand? Then, you remember, this is February. So the World Cup was, I think, from 20th February to, I think, end of February. Then in March, our senior national team men had a tournament in Bangladesh. Again, muda bana, ushasaidia au majunior, sasa we are the senior team now. So it's another pressure again. But then, hii ukipiga hesabu vizuri, ministry, unajua, most of the time, ministry doesn't have enough resources. And to be supported 2 consecutive events,
Back to back, yeah.
February, March, that was a long call. But I just told myself, I prayed that maybe this is something that is worth it. I realized now to leverage what we have against the support tunataka, it can actually get easier. You know, the main reason why junior team got support is because the first Junior World Cup, Kenya was number 2, silver. They were finalists. We beat all the odds and beat big teams to get to a podium finish with silver medal. So the department, the ministry was very happy about that. That's why they supported the junior team. Yeah. Then, this junior team that won silver, you know, are now, most of them, over 70% of them, are in the national team squad. Yeah. So that's again what we did. These guys, they walishinda silver, and now they are ready to take on a broader challenge. That year, originally, 2022, government did not support the Bangladesh trip, the one that we were going now in March. But you know what they got in that tournament? They got silver. They also finished podium finish.
Yeah.
So this is it. It was called Bangabadhu Cup. It was an annual Kabaddi tournament held in Bangladesh.
How did the team make it there?
We have sponsors. Sometimes we normally like looking for sponsors again from outside, because even the government advises us, just like other sports, you should always have alternative sources of funding. So us, because Kabaddi is something that is not enjoyed locally so far with a lot of corporate and stuff, but we try and see from where do they enjoy it, and we have a lot of fans in Asia. So we write to the international body, we write to outside companies to help us. And our help, normally, we just want to get the opportunity first to play. So we request for direct staff. We tell, hey, we don't have flight tickets, but you know, this is the team that we are sure that we are going to finish podium. So we get partners to help us cover our flights. For Bangabadhu, we got out of the 4 years it was played, we got full partnerships with the Bangladesh Kabaddi Federations to cover our flight for any Kabaddi trip that we are going to do in Bangladesh, and they did that to the fourth. So from there, I requested again for the senior national team to be sponsored, and lucky enough, they were also sponsored. This time, government could only come in terms of allowances and accommodation and food. Yeah, so that's technically how my journey started. I thought like maybe I should now do other stuff, because I wanted to be in charge of a lot of things, considering that this is a federation that is growing, and we don't have a graphic designer, but I have to step up to be a graphic designer. And if I was the Secretary General, itakuwa weird if I was ningashika camera mbele ya watu and still I serve as the Secretary General. So I thought maybe the best position that the board saw that was good for me was the CEO, which I really I don't care which title it is for me. All I care at the moment is, am I able to do something that's positive, pushing the game forward? So I was appointed to be the CEO, and I've always wanted not to give the CEO figure to my players actually, because wajua wakiniona they see somebody mwenye tumecheza now and stuff, unaona. So I rarely put on official clothes because of that purpose, because I don't want to give them a vibe that you're having officials around and stuff. So personally, I've been the CEO type who is still a player type. So I rose to that position, and it has helped me to do almost everything for the union. As I've told you, I still do graphics for the union up to today. I do photos. I do reels for all the international tournaments and our league. But at the same time, I'm teaching people to be graphic designer, the people who are inside our team. I'm teaching some of them to be our photographers. I'm teaching some of them to be our videographers. I'm teaching some of them to be our social media managers. Already say at least each platform I've dished to each person I want to be in charge of certain things, because nataka social media pia we have somebody that is doing Instagram, as I just see how they are performing on them. We have somebody making reels now, as I see I have to oversee everything. I have a team wenye bado I think now we are in their third month now, fundisha live streaming, so that at the end of the day we'll have a union which is working, and we are working because we have people, not that we sourced from outside, but people that we actually got as players. Now for Kabaddi again, for you to be a graphic designer, you have to understand the game first. So it's going to be hard to tell somebody from outside, hey, you can't be our graphic designer. You will have to learn the sport first. You can't, it's not like football, hey, tutengeneze poster ya game. It's different, you understand?
And I like your system and your way of leadership. One, if there's a book I read on leadership and being a multiplier versus a diminisher. Yeah. A diminisher will always, try and have control over everything, yeah, and not empower people. But a multiplier who has a multiplier effect, use the limited resources they have, yeah, empower those they're working with, yeah, to be able to do graphics, to be able to do all these other components, yeah, of a wholesome, union, that you lead for a greater success. And how you've been able to train all these people that you're talking about. Now, just speaking of vision, you're in this helm, you're in this leadership. What would a fully developed, Kabaddi ecosystem in Kenya look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think most people would, most people, I don't know whether they'll relate it from a government perspective, but one of the dreams is that we get government hands on Kabaddi, which we've seen before, but we want to see it interlocking, government and Kabaddi interlocking. In 10 years, if that can be done, then we will surely have a big unit of Kabaddi that is helping a lot of people, you understand? Not because government should just come and join hands with everybody who does sports, you understand? But because for me, speaking for Kabaddi, I feel like if government came through and, just interlocked with them, it would be a push, one. Two, partnerships and people who are supporting Kabaddi. If we get more partners, if we get more funds, If we get more players, then we will have better game. So better game in front of everything. If you have better game, you'll probably get better infrastructure, get better coaching, you get everything better that's working your way, okay? Then if we can make the game better, then it means that, yeah, like any other sport, entertainment. We love better entertainment. If you can have better entertainment, then our players, our support staff, tutakuwa na kitu yenye tunafanya as a source of livelihood. So at the end of the day, Kabaddi is a sport that we want to see people play because they're passionate about it. At the same time, me personally, I want this sport to ensure that player A, you've been playing this thing for 10 years. What has it done for you? What has it done for your family? Understand? Yeah. So it has to sustain the players, okay? Then we have to have better arrangements with partners and government and supporters to ensure that in as much as our supporters wanapata entertainment, our players will be getting their source of livelihood. Yeah.
Why government? Why is government at your top most pillar of partnerships or connection?
I'll give you like a small analogy. Yeah. Now, take for instance, you have a new sport. You have a company. This new sport, I only have 2 fans. But I'm a new sport that is registered by the government. You as a company, you'll find it hard to support something new that people won't be like, nobody's having eyes on, you understand? But as a government, you're mandated to take care of what is yours, you understand? This is Kabaddi, so we can take more boys and girls to do this in order to minimize youth idleness and stuff. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, things like that. It's government's responsibility to ensure that its youth are nurtured into activities like sports. You understand? So if I have that kind of medium, and I'm only looking for support, the right primary source that I'll look at won't be the other partners, the companies, but I will have a good shot at the government. If the government takes and I get more players, through more players I get more funds, then I can then, and even the corporates will, hey, the government is really with these people, let's try and support as well. But if I start from the point of now corporates, not the government, it will be very hard to capture attention of corporate that, hey, my guys, my 2 people need support there, can you help them? But it will be very easy if I had 1,000 people, I go to a company X, I tell them, hey, I have this number of guys and I have this number of fans, please support us. Oh, that's 1 million people. Oh, nice, we are going to chip in something, you understand? But now because it's a growing sport, our best shot, primary shot, lies with the government as we try looking for other partners that are not government-based, that are private.
Having said that, and the reason I was asking why the government is because of on the marketing side of things, as you've mentioned numbers. Yeah. You've talked about those are some of the incentives or things that would attract a company. If we look at most of the developed countries, companies are not just attracted by numbers for marketing, but what's your story, what's your vision, our values aligned. Do you think here in Kenya as well, corporates and businesses and associations and organizations need to start inclining towards supporting what value you have, what are your beliefs, what's your journey, where do you want to go, as compared to just numbers, for the sake of improving sports and growing sports like yours, which is Kabaddi, which has done really exceptionally well. In 10 years, you've gone for world championships. You guys have competed. You've come back as silver medalist, which some of really well-established sports have not done yet. Soccer, we were just attempting the other day. We are still pursuing chances of qualifying for World Cup and all that. But what's your thought on that in regards to how marketers and how sometimes we are so much inclined towards the numbers versus like, wow, I like what these guys have done in 10 years.
Yeah.
I like their story. I'd like to be part of it. I want my organization or company to be part of it.
Well, it's true. It's true. What I said, it's true that some companies, they'll be looking for numbers. And I can attest, I've written to countless companies. I don't know whether they check, everybody can put good values somewhere and put it, these are our values and stuff, understand? And then everybody can also get the numbers if the particular thing that you do gets you the numbers, you understand? But it's true that most companies, they want to see what they'll be getting in return. Some, they ask you what's the ROI. Yeah, we want us to invest 20 shillings on that. What are we going to get? It's the plain truth, but they won't talk about it publicly. You understand?
Yes.
At the same time, there are companies that are seeing what values do you do, or what values do you have in your organization, or from the partners I've worked with, people will just see, what group of people do you work with? There's this company, am I allowed to mention the names?
No.
Yeah, so there's this company that sponsored our jerseys in African Championship, and they also sponsored our jerseys for the national team. The way we came about, it's because the CEO is quite active on Instagram. So she saw that our players are doing good stuff and outside, and then she asked, "Kwani, you guys don't do stuff internally?" Then we showed her, here is what we do. We do this league for the ladies. Oh, for the ladies, and she's a lady. For the ladies, you do that. Then I will sponsor jerseys. So she did sponsor jerseys for teams in African Championship in 2024, of Men Championship. And then she came on board and sponsored jerseys, training kit for the women national team this year. You understand? So there are some people who will see that indeed what you guys are doing, because I like the work, I like the work that the union does with the young people, you understand? Because most of our players, they're either fresh from school or they are outside trying to make ends meet for themselves, you understand? Yeah. So yeah, there are some companies, though, it's not a lot of them, that will see exactly what you do without giving regards to what kind of attention do you get that we can tap into.
What has been some of the most difficult barriers, for introducing Kabaddi to Kenyans, having in mind that it's deeply rooted to South Asian culture, vis-a-vis, our communities and our culture here in Kenya. What are some of the challenges you faced around that, and how have you addressed them?
Well, challenges are there. We both agree. Even the best of the teams, they have challenges. But now getting government to align with what you do. Sometimes people might see me like advocating that, hey man, I need us to get support for these people playing, but people will mistake it. I've been mistaken most of the time that maybe my cause is probably attributed to what I want to gain or benefit. But personally, I agree, because sometimes somebody will think that you're pushing an agenda for the people, then they see that, you're trying to push your own agenda. So people make that mistake sometimes, you understand? So sometimes while introducing Kabaddi, because somebody thinks, hey, this is a new sport and I don't see the need of you even introducing it, what are you looking for? What do you want to gain? You understand? So for me personally, I find that kind of support, it's been one of the challenges, getting that kind of support to get people who can really support to help us grow. It's one of the challenges zenye nimeona so far, you understand? The other ones is getting teams or getting players. You have to convince somebody that this is a sport that will be of use or importance to you in maybe near future. You can use it sometimes. You can get direct qualification because there are not a lot of people playing it. you will get direct qualification to play for a certain national club or to play for national team. It's going to be easier vis-a-vis if you compare getting slots in other kind of sports. For instance, if you wanted to get to the national team of football, you know how many clubs there are, you know how many other sub-clubs, Zico, you understand?
Yeah.
So getting players to join Kabaddi and convincing them, it's always been an issue, you understand? Following up with people to form teams, institutions. I've gone to the Ministry of Education to try and roll out Kabaddi teams. But you see, to some extent, people think that this thing will be costly to us if we start it. But me, I see it from a point that you just give the word out, out there that we can start teams to play. Zingine si lazima hata to fund na pesa. It's not always about money, you understand? But people don't think this is doable. So I find it very hard to convince somebody that just give us a chance to start a team in your school. We will even send coaches because I have countless of people who are players and they are capable to coach, and they also want to see the game grow. So they'll just probably tell you, there are a few national team players that normally just tell me, just give me a school to coach, you understand? So when they're free, they'll probably go and coach that particular team, you understand? So I find it hard to get into people, to show people that this is what we want to do, and if we can do it in large scale, then we can find a lot of players doing it, and then we can make the sport grow, you understand?
So in a decade, how many leagues you have, how many teams in the Premier League for both male and female, and how many, tell us more even about the Mtaani program that you run.
Yeah, so I'll start with the teams. Then I'll break it for you so that I don't talk about a decade. Decade is long.
It is, but well.
I'll talk about
just the number of teams playing in the Premier League.
So before we used to have national team, a national team for the junior, national team for the senior, both girls and boys, and then sub-junior, which is under 13. But then in a span of 5 years behind us since 2019, we've managed to have officially registered 26 counties all over Kenya. We are planning to register the rest by the end of next year. So we have 26 county Kabaddi unions that are teams on themselves. We have teams in each of these counties, at least 2 teams, okay? Then we have now teams that are qualified to play for Kenya Kabaddi leagues, okay? We have 20 men's teams. We have up to 14 men's teams playing for a league in a certain season. We have up to 10 women's team. We have up to 15 that are qualified to play, but we only have 10 that can play, for the Kenya Kabaddi League. So the main reason why we started Kenya Kabaddi Premier League is because, remember I told you, sometimes in 2023, we got a sponsor to play Kenya Kabaddi League. So we thought of maybe having a continuum of a continuum league to take it from where we stopped it with the sponsor. Though Kenya Kabaddi Premier League is not having any sponsors yet, but we use it as an avenue for players to keep active and busy and to keep informed, Then apart from the league, we thought otherwise we thought that maybe there is need to have other flagship programs that people can like have anticipation to enjoy. So we came up with Kabaddi Mtaani, where Kabaddi is normally played in an indoor setting, but Kabaddi Mtaani, we wanted to get more people to know about the sport, so we play it in local joints. We go to these highly populated areas like Githurai, Mathare, Lakisama, then organize a mini tournament which we named it Kabaddi Mtaani. We make it a circuit. We go to Githurai, have a few matches, then we go to again Lakisama, have a few matches, different teams. Then that way we get teams for the Mutas and we get team to get to the national team.
Amazing. Amazing. So out of Kabaddi, you also run, you're a graphic designer. and you run CZ Media.
True.
What role does media and digital storytelling play in, towards growing sports?
Yeah. I'm the founder of CZ Media. And the main reason why I did this particular company is because personally I feel like most sports, they don't recognize good aspects in media. They don't value media as such, you understand? CZ Media, it's an all-in-one company that does graphic design, does photography, does videography, also make targeted reels for companies, social media management, and web development and management, you understand? I've said live stream as well, yeah? So we do all these services. And if you take, for instance, I started doing this for Kabaddi. And that's when I realized that maybe if people knew what you're doing as a sports body, then it can be better for the whole sport family. In that, you'll be getting more fans. You'll be getting more partners who are potentially going to give you some funding or any sort of support. And above all, you'll be getting players. You understand? Every player anatakanga kujiona akicheza. If I see a picture of myself as a player in action, it makes me happy. You understand? So if sports can, if all sports organizations can bring all this media attention to their respective sports, then we stand a very good chance of getting partners. Remember how we got our jersey partner? Through social media, you understand? And through good graphics, people get good attention, you understand? Through consistency in social media, you'll have attention, not only in Kenya, but worldwide, yeah? So I feel media plays a very critical role in growth of sports institutions, and not only that, in the growth of sports and athletes, you understand? Because at the end of the day, we want our athletes to grow. And if we want to provide entertainment, that's one of the main reasons why we do sports, to provide entertainment to people who are mostly our fans, or people who want to watch something and take some time off. I want to turn on my TV. Is there a football match? You feel nice watching TV when your football is playing, and when the players are some people you relate to, like your countrymen, your fellow citizens, you understand, or a team that you adore so much from outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to get that understanding, how much does it cost to run a team? Like, for example, football, there's buying the ball, there's buying the boots, there's buying this and this and this, just for the basics. Now for Kabaddi, it's 10 by 13?
Yeah.
Meters.
10 by 13, true.
Yeah. What else do you need to play Kabaddi for anyone who's interested in playing Kabaddi?
Well, because I normally believe that the main reason why we do sports is, one, because somebody fell in love with the sport. They are called players. Two, because somebody loved the players and the adrenaline that comes with this, watching these players play. So I don't want to cap it on a budget that I need this much, but I'll break it down for you a bit. You understand? Kabaddi is one of the most expensive sports to start venturing on as an organizer of any other sport. You understand? Again, me, I like doing Kabaddi on a zero budget. I've done tournaments without using a cent. Or if I use a cent from maybe my pocket, I don't want a player to feel, a pinch in their finance, or maybe need to give out any money in order to enjoy what they do, okay? So for this court, for Kabaddi court alone, it's played on a synthetic mat. These mats that are 1 meter, the puzzle mats?
Yeah.
One costs about 8,000 shillings, you understand? Then you need 200 of them, okay? We are in a position where we have 3 sets of 200 mats, okay, as a national team. And those are the ones we use for our leagues, for our friendly matches, our university championships and stuff. But then again, for example, the Kabaddi Mtaani that you asked me about earlier, We do it on a budget of 0 shillings because we need people to play, so we can't force people to buy mats. We need schools to participate. We can't tell them, you buy mats so that we can have your kids train. So these are things that maybe we can be doing them at a professional level, but for Kabaddi, it will mostly depend on what's available. Is nothing available, then we'll just take choker and mark our court. We don't need to invest so much. We can't buy land to play one day, understand? Yeah. But then again, connecting that, for convenience, if you get your own mats, it's going to be good, right? Because you'll have a standard place to play. If you get your own mat shoes, it's good for you because it's going to, like boxing shoes, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So those ones you can it's called mat shoes for Kabaddi. They are literally lighter, but like boxing shoes can do. You understand? So you can make that particular investment if you have the resources. For us, when resources come, we normally invest. You understand? When resources are not there, life has to go on. You understand? Yeah. So we have that kind of setup where we are reliant on a budget and where we can't even mention the word budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what opportunities, my reason for asking that was leading to the next question, what opportunities exist for partnerships and corporates that you can put out there, even for schools and government, in elevating Kabaddi as a mainstream sport in Kenya?
We normally request for government to support our development programs and our international assignments. So government, I thank God, they normally come to support us sometimes. Sometimes government doesn't have resources, which is understandable. Sometimes we get partners who are willing to come to help us push the agenda of promoting sports, especially Kabaddi now. And then in turn, we also have to come clear of who our partners are, what do they do to us, you understand? So when we get partners, they get to get a platform of interacting with our fans and our players. Also, when we get the kind of support we from maybe individuals, we give credit to them and they help the sport grow. Yeah.
Onto the quickfire segment.
Yeah.
Attack or defense, which excites you more in Kabaddi?
When you play Kabaddi or when you are a fan of Kabaddi,
Quickfire.
yeah, every time you get adrenaline on both. So I'd pick both.
Attack seems exciting though.
Not as defense though.
Indoor Kabaddi or beach Kabaddi?
I'd go for the beach because of the fun. Yeah.
If not Kabaddi, which sport would you dedicate your life to?
Volleyball. Yeah.
Fun segment, if Kabaddi had a soundtrack in Kenya, which Kenyan artist would you pick to create its anthem?
Well, I'd be biased because of the artist I like. Yes. I'd definitely pick somebody I like. I like Munga wa Cardinali. Yeah, so
who will create an awesome track, eh?
I know everything Munga sings resonates with what I like, so I'd pick Munga.
Imagine Kenyan winning its first Kabaddi World Cup. What celebration would you personally lead?
Personally, I'd keep quiet because it would be emotional. Yeah, considering what we've gone through as a team and stuff, I know it would be emotional.
So the celebration would be?
I'd take a minute and sit somewhere.
Yeah. If you could invite 3 celebrities, local or international, to play a celebrity Kabaddi match in Nairobi, at the city center pale katikati place watu skate, who would you pick?
I'd pick Calligraph just. Calligraph because Calligraph it gives a strong message of somebody who is strong, and Kabaddi, if you're strong, you'd probably have a jump start. So I'd pick Calligraph, and I'd also pick Bahati because they are kind of rivals with Calligraph, so that you put them on
two different teams.
And I have to be gender neutral as well.
Yes.
For the lady celebrity, I'll pick Bahati's wife again now, because the beef would have been I'm sure she has beef with other celebrities as well. So if they meet on a court, they'd sort it out Kabaddi way.
Now we have tasked you to set up that match.
I can try, but then it's an idea.
Yes.
You know, I like trying. I can set up a celebrity Kabaddi
In the middle of the city.
in the middle of the city.
Yeah, have the mats there.
You're challenging me to that. So
Yes.
I'll take it, but you'll give me an year. So we can set something in the course of next year, so that we start planning it from today.
And you
I'll try.
and Wima Sports will be your media partner.
Then that will be nice.
Awesome. All right. So, in one sentence, brother, if you can convince a Kenyan youth who knows nothing about this sport, but would like to feel inspired by you to join this sport, in one sentence, take it away.
I've seen many youth play Kabaddi. I've seen many trying to make their time fun in Kabaddi and stuff. For somebody who has not yet joined, first of all, you need to have the mindset of playing a new sport. If you can convince yourself to try a new sport, then I can assure you that you will like Kabaddi, and you will invest your time. Sometimes you'll invest your resources and attention, but at the end of the day, we are striving so that everybody who takes part in playing to get some source of sense from Kabaddi, and eventually everybody who plays Kabaddi have a big dream for them, that one day they'll take care of their families and themselves through Kabaddi.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We believe in that, and here at Wima Sports, we are championing sports development, and we are looking forward for days in which sports is a fully fledged career, where one does that morning to evening, all the way to night, without no worry of what will I eat, how will I pay my bills. And once again, we really, really appreciate you, Mudaspack, for joining us today.
I appreciate for the opportunity to interact with Wima Sports, and I feel nice now that I've shared with a whole big audience in the sports industry and stuff about Kabaddi.
Awesome.
So thanks to Wima Sports.
All the best, and we are looking forward to that celebrity tournament.
I will most definitely. Hata watu watashangaa tunapanga hii kitu mapema aje. It's something that we can do.
Awesome. Viewers, until next time, it's your host here, Jermaine Odhiambo, signing out. Salute.